Yo, what's going on YouTube? Krusty here, and today in this video, we're going to be talking about my weekly setups for the coming week after Thanksgiving, starting off November 28th all the way up through December 3rd. Hopefully you guys did spend some time with your loved ones throughout this holiday and definitely ate a lot of food, a lot of good food. But aside from that, if you guys are new to the channel and would like to see more of this type of content where I do my live weekly trade analysis and alongside with that just do any breakdown tips and tricks when it comes to trading, be sure to subscribe. Also leave a thumbs up if this video did help you out in any way, shape, or form, and blow the fuck up out the comments so that way we can boost out this video to a lot more individuals within the trading community. But without all that being said and done, let's just go ahead and look at the pairs that I'm looking at for the week. I'm really only interested in just about 3 pairs for this week, just because of the fact that with EU, it's kind of like more in a zone that I'm expecting consolidation after this huge impulsive move to the downside. We'll see what happens with EU, but for right now, I'm just really not interested for the coming week. But we're going to start off with gold and looking into our bigger time frames and looking into our weekly. How I like to always break down each and every single trade setup, any single weekly analysis, is I always like starting off with the bigger time frames before I scale down into the lower time frames, because a bigger time frame holds a lot more weight. So looking into this, you can tell we have been consolidating within gold for a while now. Over here, we haven't really been trending on gold, but overall market structure, we have been bullish. Looking into our weekly candlestick that just closed, it looks like we are in some sort of a retracement right after this impulsive move to the upside, busting these highs right here. I did want to wait for some sort of retracement back down here that I broke down in my last weekly analysis, but we obviously came all the way down here. And it looks like we're struggling to close below our daily level. If I were to scale down into my daily level, you can see that you see a lot of support, resistance, support, resistance, so on and so forth, right around this general area. Looking into our daily time frame, we did close below it after coming all the way back up here, retesting my 8 EMA and also closing below my 50 EMA. But the interesting thing about this is that in our daily time frame, we are completely bullish within market structure, forming higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So what am I looking at with market structure now? Number one, we are in some sort of a trending channel right here, and we've respected it. This is going to be the 4th tap right now, and we've tapped it multiple times, and we still can't quite crack below it. So if price were to basically show me some sort of a confirmation that it wants to buy back up, I will look to take price back up to the weekly level, and this would be our first target first before the weekly. But like I said, if we were to go bullish within our lower time frames, I would look to basically take price to 1827 area. One of the confluences as to why I want to take price long is because of the fact that, like I said, number one, we are bullish market condition on the daily time frame. Number two, we are retesting this level. And number three, if I were to drop my Fibonacci tool from this impulsive move all the way up, we have struggled to close below the 78.6% extension 1, 2, 3, 4 times already, right? Now, let's get in onto the lower time frames and let's see why I would want to go short and why else I would want to go long. If I were to go short on this specific pair, I would want to see some sort of rejections below our daily level, because like I mentioned before, this is a very critical level right here that price tends to respect often. Looking into our 4-hour time frame, you can see that we are more of in a bearish market structure, forming lower lows and lower highs. Right here, we're in a bullish market condition, making higher highs, higher lows, having healthy retracements, back down, higher high, higher low, higher high. And then we tried cracking above the specific 1870 level, but we didn't. Right here, you can see a little bit of a shift in structure, starting to form somewhat of a new higher low, or a lower high, sorry. Lower high, lower low, lower high, and then we bust below all previous levels of support, having a little bit of a break and retest within our lower time frames, and we absolutely just melted, coming back down here, retesting previous resistance, acting as a resistance, and continuing back on down with the trend. And what do you see here? I could see this 4-hour being some form of a retracement to then continue back down. So why do I want to take longs and where do I want to take shorts, right? Looking into this, like I said, if we maintain below this level right here of 1895, that's what I'm going to look to take short. I don't want to consider taking long positions until I get somewhat of a 4-hour strong close above this structural level right here. waiting for a retest to then continue back up to this specific high and then all the way up to the other high that I did mention up there. And if I want to short, then I'm literally just waiting for some sort of rejections within this lower time frame, breaks and structures within our 30-minute, 15-minute, something like that, just showing me some form of a lower high and a lower low to then take price short. So you got to be very careful when it comes to trading gold this week, just because of the fact that I can see why it would want to go both ways within that specific zone right here. But that's my analysis on gold. I'm not really too biased on shorts. More so I am on the bullish side of gold, but we're just gonna have to wait and see and just wait for a little bit more confirmation. So now looking into GJ, with GJ, this is a very clear as day type of market structure right here. We have been bullish for a while on our daily time frame, and let's see how our weekly closed beforehand. Looking into our weekly time frame, you can see that we were bullish within this general area, forming some sort of a flag right here of a bullish market, and we got the bust up above. And what did price do? It filled in this specific leg that fell into that specific move, and if you guys caught that move, you guys made profit. Now looking into it now, what is it doing? It's retesting our flag pattern right here. I don't really like to trade flags, but if you are this type of trader, it's retesting the flag pattern, and it's basically giving you one of the confluences as to why you want to take it long. But looking into our weekly level overall, we did close below the structural level of resistance. So what am I going to be looking for within this general area? I know that price, where it's at right now, like I said, we are retesting previous resistance. So I'm expecting price to buy back up. But with me, I am more of a trend trader. So the trend is your friend. I always like going with the trend just because of the fact that there's going to be a lot more momentum into that side. So price is going to be a lot more in my favor. What am I waiting for? Our daily closed below the specific structural zone after being in a little bit of consolidation within this general area for a good amount of time. I'm waiting for a little break or a retest of our previous support to act as resistance to then come back down and target our first level, which would be this low right here, this low right here, and then this low right here. And if price were to continue to basically come to the downside right here, then I would look to target all the way down to potentially right around the 145 area to begin with, right around here, because that's going to be our next quarter level, and so on and so forth. But like I said, the one thing that I'm really looking for is a break and retest. Looking into our 4-hour time frame, like I said, we were in a little bit of consolidation, and what do you see price doing right here? It's giving us a little bit of consolidation before the complete bust, and we just absolutely melted beyond that point. So if price were to come back up to this general area, we would line up with right around our 50 EMA, because price would have already caught up within this general area. Our 8 EMAs already crossed to the downside, basically showing us that sellers have a lot more momentum than buyers. And not only that, but we can draw out a Fibonacci tool from that specific level, and we line up perfectly right around the 50 to 61.8% extension. If you were to draw out your Fibonacci from right here, it just all depends on how you draw out your Fibonacci and how you like to do that, but we'd still completely just line up within this general area right here. So with GJ, I'm looking more for short, so I'm gonna go ahead and just mark this red so I remember what I'm really looking for and what my bias is on the market as well. I'm gonna keep blue for buys on gold. Now looking into GU, I'm looking for sells as well if we maintain below this structural level. Why? Because of the fact that if you look into our weekly time frame, we have been bearish for a while now, forming lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So I just want to continue on with the trend to potentially down to this quarter level before expecting a big retracement to the upside to potentially all the way up to 1.35. If I were to go short on GU, I want to see price maintain below this structural level right here. Why? Because this is a break and retest point on a bearish market. If I were to draw out my Fibonacci tool from the swing high point all the way up here to the swing low point, you can see we tapped that 38% rejection or the 38% extension, and we completely just rejected off of it. And it also lines up with this specific break and retest point. Previous support acting as resistance, previous support acting as a resistance. So if we can maintain below this structural level, I will look to take shorts all the way down to 1.32500. If I were to take longs, I want to see price break above this structural level, close above the structural level on the 4-hour time frame, wait for a retest of previous support to then act as new support, to then potentially take it back up to these highs right here, and potentially overall target would be my next quarter level of 1.32 or 1.35 1,000 right up there. But aside from that, that's really the only 3 pairs that I like to trade or want to trade for the coming week, just because of the fact that if I'm looking at a lot more pairs, I feel like that's just something that really messes me up as a whole. So keeping the pairs, the amount of pairs that you trade down low will definitely help you optimize the amount of trades that you take, in terms of not having to put in so many trades because you see this setup and then you see that setup and then you see this setup. You literally just look at the 3 pairs. If nothing shows up, then you're not having to force a trade for that specific night, for that specific day, and you just go on about it, right? So keeping it simple, keeping it clean, and just mastering those specific pairs will definitely help you out in the long run. If you're constantly improving on those pairs, it's going to be hard for you to basically stay in the same place that you were the day before. So constant improvement will lead you to a whole lot of success in the long run. But anyways, with all that being said and done, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe down below and turn on post notifications so you guys can see each and every single time that I do post a video. This video did help you out in any way, shape, or form. Also, be sure to leave a thumbs up and blow the fuck up out the comments so that we can boost this video out to a lot more individuals. If you guys are interested in my free Discord trading group, I will have that link down below alongside with my free Telegram group. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Appreciate you guys watching. Peace.